We wait what? September or October, November, December, January, 4 months, 4 months, 4 months for that. Oh man, oh my god, you can't even make this up. Yeah, in case you guys didn't watch the game, because I can't blame you if you didn't want to watch that garbage game, or if you shut the game early. Yeah, you probably are lucky to not have witnessed one of the worst losses in my lifetime personally. I've never seen a regular season loss, at least, because Tampa Bay Game 7. I have never seen a more garbage, trash, piece of shit loss in my life. What the fuck was that? Where do we begin? Because I mean, what do I have to say? Rangers lose 4-0 to the Islanders in the worst fashion possible. Oh, let's start off with newly acquired defenseman Jack Johnson. Yeah, newly acquired defenseman Jack Johnson. Oh, 2 minutes into the game? Oh, takes a penalty already. Oh, wow. Who would have thought that Jack Johnson was, not worth the money right off the rip? Who would have thought? But Jack Johnson takes a penalty. And then the Islanders already get into it with a power play goal. Oh, wow. That's just shocking. Penalty kill, no improvements. We lose Jesper Foss, our best penalty killer from last year, and the penalty kill turns to shit. What a surprise. Who would have thought that? Then you have the Anders Lee goal, where you have... Was this the goal where you had Trouba pinching bad? Yeah, this was the Trouba pinch where... it leads to an odd man rush the other way. Anders Lee scores. The Matt Barzell goal you had in the first period. And, Shesterkin doesn't make the save, because why would he there? Oh, wow. So, let's address also, I'm going to say the fact here that the officiating in this game was brutal. Completely brutal, but that still is not excusable with the way the Rangers played. Doesn't even matter. The refs could have been flawless and it wouldn't have mattered, because the Rangers played so ass tonight. Shesterkin at least got settled in the second and third period. Sure, if we want to try to take a positive out of this. Oh, you want another positive? The bottom six forwards were doing good. And Kaka was. Oh, wait, that's right. David Quinn's our coach, so he's not going to play them for more than 15 minutes during the game. Panarin invisible. Zibanejad invisible. Kreider invisible. Buchnevich invisible. Oh, Buchnevich having a great camp. Yeah, where was that tonight? Lemieux getting tossed around. No grit at all. Are you kidding me? You're getting shut out against the New York Islanders, and you're not even going to show any sort of grit against them. They needed to add veteran presence this offseason, and no, they didn't do that. Would have been nice to have anyone, Zdeno Chara instead of Jack Johnson. Yeah, maybe that, considering he also signed for us, maybe that would have been a good idea. Have him. You have someone that's big and that will play with grit, fire up the team. Yeah, none of that. Instead, Lemieux's getting pushed around. Your only guy that has any sort of grit to his game is getting pushed around. God. The fact that I could even say Brett Howden was somewhat good this game just goes to show you nothing went right. I thought Lafreniere had a good game. I thought Gauthier had a good game. I thought Kakko had a good game. But right, like I said before, David Quinn's the coach, so he's not playing them for more than, 15 minutes. 15 minutes are in the game. I'm at a loss for words. It's just, how could you be so bad? The Jack Johnson D'Angelo pairing is just, oh my god, it's unbearable to watch. Unbearable. And again, this is another scenario where why did we sign Jack Johnson? Why? Chara's on the open market. What are you doing? I'd even arguably say it would have been worth it to let D'Angelo go. Then you don't sign Jack Johnson and you give money to Torrey Krug. And then you have Krug and Smith as your bottom pair. Well, that's not your bottom pair. Krug would probably play up more, and then it would probably be Miller and Smith, the bottom pair, Miller and Trouba. But sounds way better to me than having this piece of shit. This third pair is going to be the death of me all season. It's going to be the death of me all season. It truly is. I'd even put Brendan Smith in next game over Jack Johnson. Like, that's how bad Jack Johnson was tonight, and I can't stress it enough. I don't understand where sometimes the commentators, Sam Rosen and Joe Micheletti, tried saying Johnson was doing good. I saw people trying to argue he was doing good. Were we watching the same game? What the fuck did you watch? Did you watch when Johnson was on Columbus? Because maybe when he was on Columbus, when he actually was somewhat decent, when he was a serviceable NHL player, maybe that's when. Maybe that's when, because I sure as hell didn't see it tonight. Sure as hell didn't. The penalties, just the amount of penalties were stupid. Stupid penalties. You had Zibanejad with 4 penalty minutes tonight. Brutal. The Lafreniere penalty I'm still salty about because he barely even slashed Bellows. But again, we can't even complain about the officiating when you play like that. Now, sure, we could complain about how the refs are stupid for blowing the whistle on that one goal that the Rangers probably should have had counted there. Sure, we could argue that. But does it make a difference? Does it really? Do the Rangers really get fired up after that goal and then tie the game, get into it? No, they don't. Not at all. And even the announcers were pointing out how awful, they weren't directly saying Quinn did awful, but they were kind of like, where's Miller? This guy sacked Keandre Miller when he was arguably the best defenseman tonight way too much. Actually, I lied. Adam Fox was probably the best defenseman tonight. But besides the point, Miller was still good tonight. I don't even know what to say. Like, we got outshot completely. Barely got any good scoring opportunities. Barely got offensive zone time. Oh, how about the face-offs? This team needed help at center, and they failed to address it this offseason. This team needed help on the left side of defense, failed to address it. I understand that we're rebuilding it still and shit like that and waiting for youth to come up. It's not hard to sign Chara. It's not. It's not hard to sign Chara. It's not hard to get someone that could play center for you. So it wasn't hard to just pay Jesper Foss so we still had our decent penalty kill. And how about Tony DeAngelo also? The fuck was that when he went to the penalty box, got the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after? This was embarrassing. They sucked from head to toe. There's nothing even to say. Do you want me to talk about how good Lafreniere was and Gauthier was? Sure, I could talk about that. Doesn't matter. Doesn't. Because even both of them still had plenty of mistakes in the game. Everybody sucked on the team. Sucked. And now we're going to have to play the same team Saturday with the same officiating probably. Because I don't think they're going to have the refs switch around because of Corona. So yeah, same officiating. So, yeah, we're in for a long day probably again on Saturday unless Quinn somehow addresses these problems. But if this D'Angelo Johnson pairing stays through the season, it's going to be a long season. If Panarin and Zibanejad don't get going soon, it's going to be another year of missing the playoffs. I know it's one game and it may be an overreaction. People are going to say it's the first game, stop overreacting. Sure. You want to make that excuse? Sure. To me personally, though, there is no excuse. Zero. No excuse to play that bad. None at all. The only thing Kreider did noticeably for me today was do good on the penalty kill. Kevin Rooney, apparently our new penalty kill specialist, injured. Yep. I don't even know where we go from here. And the fact that they didn't even score a goal in this game, it's just bad. Also, let's not sleep on the fact that the Rangers had almost half of their shots on the power play. Half. The Islanders only had 10 penalty minutes. So 19 even strength shots for the Rangers. 19 5-on-5 shots. Not enough zone time. You take 8 penalties in a game, you're not winning. You're not winning with horrible defense and pinches. You're not winning with any of this shit. If they play like this on Saturday, it's going to be a long season. I'm out for the night. I'm done.